faces belong to history, portraits of an era gone by. But the view from the lens of Beaumont artist Holmes Ed Jones is not of the Old West. These are the proverbial urban cowboys. The jangling spurs belong to lawyers and bankers. The saloon floozy heels to accountants and housewives. Holmes Ed Jones and the subjects he shoots are at the YO Ranch in the Texas Hill Country tonight, not only to remember the way the Old West was, but when morning beckons them to start the cattle drive, they'll do their best to bring the Old West back again.
We want everybody to have a good time. There's just a few things we gotta kind of watch for and do. We don't want anybody lost. That's one thing. If any of y'all got any old pistols with you, that's fine. We sure like that, but sure leave your live ammunition at home. It's a long ways to get a judge out here to pronounce somebody dead, and it's nearly twice as far to the hospital if they're not dead. So anyway, it's just an inconvenience.
I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I think we'd all like to go back for maybe a day or two. Maybe not any longer than that, but like to go back and see how it was.
Charlie Schreiner III is one of a long line of Shriners who have run the YO Ranch since 1880. For 7 years, he and his sons have hosted the Longhorn Cattle Drive on the 60,000-acre ranch.
We do similar things all the time, every day, you know, go round up cattle and for all kind of purposes, 4 or 5 cowboys, and do the same kind of thing, but it's just not as much fun as to have a bunch of people out here with us, friends we haven't seen maybe for a year or two.
Charlie says that the ways of the Old West are slipping away, and he doesn't want it forgotten, even by folks whose only resemblance to cowboys lie with the hats on their heads.
I'm a mother and a housewife and the wife of a Longhorn lover.
Oh, I'm a surgeon, plastic surgeon.
I'm an executive assistant.
Oh, I have a Ford dealership. I work for Texas Instruments. I'm a buyer for Texas Instruments.
I'm a banker.
What's a banker doing out here?
Enjoying life, getting away from everybody, away from telephone, seeing the scenery, working with horses and mules.
The son of an oil field worker, Holmes Ed Jones of Beaumont has earned his outstanding artist reputation on the strength of his paintings, canvas that bears the romantic images of the late 1800s. For several years, Holmes has made it a point to visit the YO Ranch Cattle Drive, capture its flavor on film, and transform those images into oils.
I just like it. It's just nostalgic old ranch scene. There's nothing I like any better than going around, well, like out there at the Wild Ranch, the old barns out there and where the cattle and the horses are. And it's just something about it that I enjoy it. Well, you notice I was taking pictures of a lot of cattle in there. You take them from all angles, because especially in the drive, you can get them from all angles, and you can use them for different compositions.
That way.
9 up, let's go! So you think you're a cowboy, but you're only a kid with a mind to do everything wrong.
Oh, it's just pure D Texas. It's everything you can imagine. It's cowboys and lots of good food and lots of good whiskey. It's a good time.
It starts to get smoother when the circle begins, but by the time that you get there, it's gone.
I think it's really neat, really super neat. It's kind of like getting back into the naturals of things, you know.
So you think you're a winner, but you're losing again.
You're a cowboy for a day. For 2 days, you're a cowboy.
So you think you're a cowboy, but you're only a kid with a mind to do everything wrong. And it's starts to get smoother when the circle begins. By the time that you get there, it's gone. And by the time that you get there, it's gone.
My horse is afraid of cows. Would you believe it?
On a cattle dog?
And it spooked him, and he's kind of head crazy anyway, and he just fell. And I landed in a patch of cactus.
Have you ever been run over by an 18-wheeler?
It's a wonderful time.
This has been the most wonderful time of my life. I'm serious.
Maybe they can't rope a steer or latch on spurs or even tie a proper knot, but for one weekend they were cowboys, and they tasted a life which is being left behind. On the trail there are no comfortable beds, no central heating, and no late-night reruns of Johnny Carson. But out here it seemed that the company, the night air, and the glow of the fire was just the way it ought to be.